10 Amazing Lessons from Atomic Habits. How to Transform Your Life with Small Habits by James Clear. Have you ever thought that small changes in your life can lead to huge results? Welcome to this video where we will discuss 10 of the most important lessons learned from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book is not just a book about improving habits, but a practical guide to changing your life through small but effective steps. Let's get started. Can lead to huge results? It's not just possible, it's the foundation of lasting change. A 1% improvement may seem very small, but when you continue to improve it day after day, the results will be amazing. We often overestimate the importance of grand gestures while underestimating small, consistent improvements. These small steps might seem insignificant at first, but improving just 1% each day could lead to extraordinary results over time. Over a year, those tiny gains compound into a 37% increase in performance. Imagine the impact on your personal and professional life. Think about it. If you get just 1% better at something every day for a year, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. This isn't just theory, it's a proven strategy. This principle applies to every aspect of our lives, from health and fitness to relationships and careers. Small, consistent actions can lead to significant transformations. It's not about making radical changes overnight, but focusing on small, incremental improvements each day. These small changes are manageable and sustainable. Imagine building a writing habit. Start by writing just 100 words daily. Over time, this small habit can lead to completing an entire book. The key is to show up consistently. Consistency is the foundation of progress. As you build momentum, you can gradually increase your word count. This gradual increase makes the process less daunting. The same principle applies to exercise. Start with a 10-minute walk and make it a daily habit. Gradually increase the duration and intensity. This way, you build strength and endurance over time. Success is not about giant leaps, but small steps in the right direction. Each small step brings you closer to your goal. Embrace the power of 1% improvements and watch as those small changes compound into remarkable results. Celebrate each small victory along the way. Goals are important for setting direction, but they are only the starting point. To achieve lasting change, shift focus from setting goals to building systems. A system is a collection of small habits and routines that support your overall goal. For example, if your goal is to lose weight, your system might include habits like tracking calories, exercising regularly, and meal prepping. Focusing solely on goals creates a yo-yo effect. We set a goal, work hard, and then revert back to old habits. When we focus on building systems, we create sustainable change. By establishing daily routines and habits that align with our desired outcomes, progress becomes automatic. Think of goals as the destination and systems as the vehicle that gets you there. Instead of obsessing over goals, focus on designing a system that supports your journey. Break down goals into smaller steps and create daily routines to make consistent progress. True behavior change is about identity change. It's not just about wanting to be a certain way, it's about believing you are that kind of person. This belief shapes your actions and decisions. Many people try to change their habits by focusing on what they want to achieve. They set specific goals and targets. They set goals like losing weight, making more money, or learning a new language. These goals are often driven by external desires, but often these goals are not aligned with their true identity. This misalignment creates internal conflict. For example, someone who wants to lose weight but sees themselves as overweight is likely to struggle. Their self-perception hinders their progress. Their self-image is at odds with their desired outcome. This internal battle can be exhausting. On the other hand, someone who sees themselves as a healthy and active person is more likely to make choices that support that identity. Their actions align with their self-belief. The key to lasting change is to focus on building an identity that aligns with your desired habits. This alignment creates harmony. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to quit smoking," say, "I'm a non-smoker." This shift in language reinforces your new identity. When you change your beliefs about yourself, your actions will naturally follow. Your new identity guides your behavior. Surround yourself with people who support your desired identity. Their encouragement can be invaluable. Remember, lasting change starts from within. It begins with a shift in how you see yourself. When you change your identity, you change your life. Embrace the journey of becoming who you truly want to be. To effectively change our habits, we need to understand the habit loop: cue, craving, response, and reward. This loop is the foundation of how habits form and how they can be altered. The cue is the trigger that initiates the habit. It's the signal that tells your brain to start the behavior. It could be a time of day, a location, an emotional state, or even a preceding action. For instance, feeling stressed might cue you to seek comfort in a particular habit. For example, the cue for your morning coffee habit might be the smell of freshly brewed coffee. This familiar scent signals the start of your day. The craving is the desire or motivation that follows the cue. It's the anticipation that drives you to act. It's the feeling of wanting or needing something. This craving creates a sense of urgency to fulfill the habit. In the coffee example, the craving might be the desire for a caffeine boost. This craving pushes you towards the next step. The response is the actual habit itself, the action you take to satisfy the craving. It's the behavior that you perform. In our example, it's the act of making and drinking your coffee. This action is the direct response to your craving. The reward is the positive outcome or feeling you experience after performing the habit. It's what reinforces the habit loop. By understanding the 4 stages of the habit loop, we can start to identify the cues, cravings, responses, and rewards that drive our own habits. This insight is crucial for making changes. This awareness is the first step towards making lasting changes. With this knowledge, you can begin to reshape your habits for a better, more productive life. Building new habits can be challenging, especially when we try to introduce too many changes at once. However, there's a simple yet powerful strategy: habit stacking. This technique involves linking a new habit to an existing one. By attaching the new behavior to something you already do consistently, you increase the likelihood of it sticking. For example, if you want to start meditating every morning, stack it onto an existing habit like brushing your teeth. After you brush your teeth, meditate for just 5 minutes. The key to successful habit stacking is to make the connection between the 2 habits as obvious and seamless as possible. Use a visual cue, like a sticky note on your bathroom mirror, to remind yourself of the new habit you want to stack. The beauty of habit stacking is that it leverages the power of your existing routines, making it easier to incorporate new habits into your life. Our environment plays a crucial role in shaping our habits. We are incredibly sensitive to the cues around us, and those cues often dictate our actions more than we realize. Imagine trying to stick to a healthy diet while surrounded by junk food. It's an uphill battle. The mere sight and smell of those tempting treats can trigger cravings and sabotage your best intentions. The same principle applies to other habits. If you want to read more, surround yourself with books. Place them on your nightstand, your coffee table, even in the bathroom. The more visible and accessible they are, the more likely you are to pick one up. Conversely, if you're trying to break a bad habit, make it invisible. Remove the temptations. Design your surroundings to make good habits easier and bad habits harder. Motivation is often what gets us started, but it's consistency that keeps us going. We tend to overestimate the role of motivation, believing we need to feel inspired to take action. The truth is, motivation is fickle and unreliable. It comes and goes as it pleases. Some days we wake up feeling motivated, while other days we can barely drag ourselves out of bed. Consistency, on the other hand, is about showing up day after day, even when we don't feel like it. It's about doing the work, even when it's hard or boring. Think of it like building a muscle. You don't get six-pack abs from going to the gym once. It takes consistent effort over time. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Instead, focus on creating a system that makes it easy to be consistent. Remember, consistency is key. It's the compound interest of self-improvement. We often view failure as a setback, a sign that we're not good enough or that we should give up. But the truth is, failure is an inevitable part of the journey. Every successful person has faced countless failures along the way. The key is to not let those failures define us. Instead, we need to embrace them as learning opportunities. Each mistake is a chance to reflect, adjust our approach, and come back stronger. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. You're not going to nail it on the first try. You're going to fall, scrape your knees, and maybe even shed a few tears. But each time you fall, you learn something new. You adjust your balance, you pedal a little harder, and eventually you're gliding down the sidewalk. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Embrace it, learn from it, and keep moving forward. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. This is why reinforcement, both positive and negative, can be a powerful tool for building good habits and breaking bad ones. Positive reinforcement involves rewarding yourself for sticking to your desired behavior. This reward doesn't have to be anything major. It could be something as simple as enjoying your favorite cup of tea after a productive work session. The key is to choose rewards that are meaningful to you and that are aligned with your values. Negative reinforcement involves removing something unpleasant when you engage in the desired behavior. The key to using reinforcement effectively is to be consistent. Reward yourself or remove the negative consequence every time you engage in the desired behavior. Experiment with different types of reinforcement to find what works best for you. Just like with 1% improvements, the effects of our habits compound over time. This means that the small choices we make each day can have a profound impact on our lives in the long run. Think of it like investing money. A small amount invested consistently over time can grow exponentially thanks to the power of compound interest. The same principle applies to our habits. The small changes we make each day may seem insignificant at first, but over time they can accumulate into remarkable results. For example, reading just 10 pages of a book each day may not seem like much, but over a year you'll have read over 3,650 pages. The key to harnessing the power of compounding is to be patient and to focus on the long game. Don't expect to see dramatic results overnight. Trust the process and know that your efforts will compound over time. If you want to change your life, start by changing your habits. Take small, consistent steps, and you'll see the big transformation happen slowly but surely. Thank you for watching. If you benefited from these lessons, don't forget to subscribe and share your progress in the comments.